Hey folks, welcome to week 2. Hope last week wasn't too hard on you. I mean, after all, we only had 2 days. I hope by now you have your copy of the book and you've had a chance to look at the syllabus. This week I want you to read 2 chapters. I want you to read chapter 1, which is an introduction of sorts to the book and a more formal introduction to the course. And the second chapter, which is what is the nonprofit sector and why do we have it? What I'll try to do as you look at the syllabus is to cover 1 chapter a week. In your syllabus, you'll also note that reading journal number 1 is due. And you may have asked yourself the question, well, what does Dr. H want with a reading journal? Here's what I want you to do. After you have read the chapters, I want you to keep a journal that you'll start in Blackboard. I have all the instructions there for you, in which you'll basically reflect on what you've read. I don't want to have 4 or 5 paragraphs where you spit out back to me exactly what was covered in the chapter, but summarize it in a sentence or 2. Then what I want you to do is to tell me what you thought about it. Was it helpful? Was it informative? Did you have an aha moment where you learned something that you didn't know before? Is there anything that you read that you questioned and said, well, I'm not really quite sure that that's true, or I never knew that before? And also, if you're so inclined, you might want to comment on how you might apply what you've read and what you're learning to life for you, because there are great corollaries between nonprofit management and the nonprofit sector and what we do as individuals on a day-to-day basis. So that's what we're going to be doing for this week. I also want to give you a heads up to make sure that you read the requirements for the organizational interview, which you'll see in the syllabus, and for the course paper. And briefly, what I want you to do with the organizational interview, I want you to pick somebody that's working in the nonprofit sector and interview them, and put together basically a brief report on the organization they work for, some background and history, and a little bit of information about the organization and maybe this individual's role in that. And then the paper, it's self-explanatory in the syllabus, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. And the other thing I want to do in this brief time we have together this afternoon is to mention to you in the course we have 4 quizzes. And the quizzes will only cover the material that you've been reading. Now, the quizzes are open-ended questions. They're not intended to be inordinately difficult. If you keep up with the reading, you should have no problems with the quizzes. And the quizzes are spread out throughout the semester so that none of them are time-wise onerous for you. The last thing I'll mention in closing is that I have also included a small number of additional articles and videos that I'd like you to watch to supplement the material that you're reading in the book. And the assignments for those articles and videos are listed in the syllabus, and the materials are posted there in Blackboard as well. I hope things are going smoothly. I hope you have a great week. Look forward to another video at the beginning of next week. We'll be talking about week 3, and I'll give you a little more detail and maybe some ideas about the potential questions I might ask for the quiz. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great week.